Demian Bullemio, I'm the Vice President of NEORIS, where I run the Augmented Intelligence practice. So Augmented Intelligence is something that I came up when I joined NEORIS to differentiate ourselves. I've been working on graphs and machine learning for about a decade, so it sounded like something that sort of could combine both. But the goal is, how do you actually use this technology to augment the human's capability to understand data? And yeah, we're now telling this to the market, see how it goes. I am a deep graph believer, so I've been working on graph problems for about 10 years, so pretty much I embed it in everything I do. And the use cases today that we are using graph at NEORIS is basically recommendations, customer 360, anti-money laundering, ultimate beneficiary ownership, analysis, pretty much all the typical use cases that graphs are good for. For the favorite thing with Neo4j, I would say is the community. I mean, it has like this very committed community throughout the world, and any questions that you have about the technology, someone has answered it somewhere, so that's very important. And it's a very nimble organization. So although I know it's grown quite a bit over the last 4 or 5 years, still feels like you get that personal touch with everybody that you interact with. My favorite use case of Neo4j or graph in general is music. I spent about 7-8 years building music graphs. I like them because it's the most contextual type of data that you could have. Like a person's relationship with a song could, just vary, on time, day, context, device. So graphs are awesome for that, and yeah, that's the one I always, and obviously I use it for my own taste. Yeah, beauty about graphs is so easy. Again, if you're an engineer or someone that could code, it's very easy to get started. And again, there's so much information out there, especially to start working with Neo4j and the Cypher and all the things related to it. But the best thing is to try to start with something small. Try with something small and try to think about the problem. As we say in a graph thinking way, try to model the world and its complexity, and then iterate from there and try to get more ambitious. And over time, the graph itself will lead you into different paths, especially when you start looking at machine learning and other things that you could do over the graph. So for graph technology, I think it will continue to become the cornerstone to me, is the cornerstone of any data infrastructure, because most enterprises have, or most companies have, the issue that data is disconnected, and graph could be that glue that brings it all together. I think we're going to see a lot of improvements in scaling. We're going to see massive graphs being built over time, and I think at some point it's going to even become invisible. From when I started 10 years ago to today, things are much easier to do, but I think over time you maybe not even think about a graph. It's just going to be there behind the scenes. So I think that's part of the future. And then the other interesting part is the two graph worlds coming together, the sort of more semantic graph world with the property graph world of Neo4j, and being able to bring all that knowledge that has been accumulated for 20 years to bring it and make it usable for companies that are using property graphs. So I think that's going to be very exciting.